Hi, this is Anne from Life's Budget. And just to recap over the past couple of weeks, one thing you're going to do to get your finances under control today is you're going to have a second checking account. And in that second checking account, you're going to put in your rent. You've already called these folks to try to get your bills lower so that your cell phone, internet, car insurance, life insurance, and health insurance. You've said it, you forget it, don't have to worry about it anymore. Doesn't that look great? The next thing you did is you made a sinking fund either with envelopes, physical envelopes, or digital envelopes, and you set a budget for things that are reoccurring variable essentials, such as your groceries, water, natural gas, electricity, vehicle gas, before and after school care. You've already figured out how to save money on these. We talked about that last week. The next section we're going to talk about is variable essentials that you're not exactly sure what they're going to happen. And there's a couple of things you could do to get that under control. So clothing. You don't have to buy these all the time. You could change this by going to the thrift store or just buying less often. You don't need 15 pairs of jeans, you need like 10. You don't need 30 shirts, you need like 10. You don't need 50 pairs of shoes, you need like 5 or 6. Okay? Speaking of shoes, here you go. The average American spends around, I think it's $2,000 per person on clothing, like $10 every pay period into an envelope. That'll help with the clothing. And the same thing goes for shoes. Summer child care. There's a lot of ways around this. There's programs either at the school or school-like programs that can be affordable, but you have to start doing the research about 6 months in advance. So if you're looking to put your children in school in May, I would start doing research around like November to see what kinds of programs you may qualify for. Car payment. Believe it or not, you do not have to have this. Okay? You can pay off your car. You can have a car for 10, 12 years. You don't have to have a new car all the time in order to have a functioning car. There are plenty of car makes and models that will last 10, 15, 20 years. So this, you can change. Selling your car, paying off your car, and keeping your car for a longer period of time. Hygiene products. So with hygiene products, it's not the potion, it's the motion. So it's not what you use and you use it every now and then. It's that you use your product all the time. So if you're trying to cut costs, a more affordable way to do it is to buy drugstore brand items that you use every single day, 2 to 3 times a day, depending on the type of product you're talking about, versus buying a really high-end product you can only use once a week. You will not get the same benefits from that. Car repairs and maintenance. Okay, so the average car repair, when I looked it up, I believe the average car repair was around $800. It depends upon the city you're in, the car you drive, and all of that. So if you were to save around $10 to $15 every pay period in order to pay for this, then you would have between $300 and $500 by the end of the year in order to pay for that. Now, it may not be enough the time you need to repair, but it's at least a buffer. So maybe you could pull from another category if you have to. But these are going to happen. So put a little bit of money aside for it. So when it does happen, you're not freaking out putting it on a credit card. And in line with that, there's also home maintenance and repairs. We know it's going to happen, we just don't know when. When you replace a roof, it could be anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000 depending on the type of roof, how much work is involved, and the area that you live in. So if you put a little bit of money every pay period away for home maintenance and repairs, no, you may not be able to pay for it up front, but it won't hurt as much. Technology, it moves fast, and we usually update things at least once a year. What I mean by that is something's going to be updated, whether it's your computer, laptop, printer, cell phone, or anything technology related. So you may as well put a little bit of money aside for that. So instead of doing a payment plan to make your cell phone bill go up, you can pay for it up front and keep your monthly cost low. And then also realize that just because it's new doesn't mean you have to have it. That's the other trick. Cell phones, they can last several years, basically until the software updates or the charging thing doesn't work anymore. But more than that, like cell phones and things like that can last 5 or 6 years. So if you only bought outright a new phone every 5 to 6 years, this is very affordable. Again, like $10, $15 a pay period, and you should be able to cover your technology cost. School supplies. School supplies around August, if you have any kids around August, you're going to have to be paying for school supplies. And the average family, I believe when I looked it up, was around $1,100 in school supplies, or what people budget for, or what they plan on spending. So if you plan on spending it, you may as well budget for it. So depending on what month you're watching this in, take the number of months between today that you're watching it and let's say the end of July, divided by that many months. So if you're watching this in December, okay, so from December to July is 7 months, and if you plan on spending $1,100, divide 1,100 by 7 months, and that's how much money every month you should be putting aside. Or you can divide how many paychecks you have between December and July and put that amount of money every paycheck into a cash envelope or digital envelope for school supply. And just for review, the following categories we're going to go over in next week. This is reoccurring non-essentials. I know, they don't have to happen. You can participate in these activities without putting in a lot of money. These are also considered sinking funds. These are predictable things. These are things you can plan for. So they include religious and national holidays, birthdays, wedding and other gifts, eating out, hobbies, travel, after school activities. Okay. This group are life-changing moments. These are things that can either set you back financially or set you up financially. So you need to plan for them. And that is education for yourself, children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, whatever. Purchasing a home, wedding, whether it's your own wedding, a wedding you're in, or one you're going to. Car purchases, home remodeling, and moving. Until next week, guys. Bye. Please click like, subscribe down below. Any comments in the comment section, so that way I can understand what kind of videos you guys would like to see more. If you like this format, let me know. Until next time, bye.